Show Me Your News.
And now, coming through your speakers and into your ears, it's the gaming podcast that you all know and love. It's Show Me Your News.
Your favorite Super Smash Bros. Brawl podcast from 2007 continues to cover the latest in the video game industry at ShowMeYourNews.com. Now, let's join the show.
Welcome! Punch!
Welcome to Show Me Your News.
The pinnacle for delivering and debating the gaming news that matters the most to you.
Rumor-filled gossip, hardware blunders, or upcoming releases.
If it relates to video games, we want to talk about it.
I am Peter, but you may know me as Yoko, and I've been witching.
I am Rachel, but you may know me as Evie, and I am hot as balls right now. It is gross.
I am Joe. You may know me as the Debugger, and no, seriously, fuck Polar Night.
I am Ben. You may know me as Gym Leader Ben, and I hear quiet flutes in my ears.
Ooh. What sort of songs are they playing?
Final Fantasy XIII Overworld music.
The best theme possible. We are a part of the SMYN network at ShowMeYourNews.com, and today is Sunday, May 24th, 2015. This is episode 180 of the podcast. Kind of a slow couple weeks in gaming. I want to emphasize at the top of the show that we do have our E3 2015 Yes or No contest running. If you visit ShowMeYourNews.com/E3 2015, that's ShowMeYourNews.com/E32015, you can answer 50 questions, either yes or no, and that's it. It's easier this year than ever with email submissions, and really there's no reason for you not to participate. So E3 is coming up in mid-June, and that's really crazy. That's so soon.
So, do we have a rule this year about not having all yeses or all nos?
We should, but I don't think it was included, because I think we avoided that last year. I think most of the questions were designed this year to hopefully be yeses. It should be a good mix, though. So I don't think you'll gain anything from doing all yeses or all nos. But that's a good point. That next episode, we'll have details soon on ShowMeYourNews.com, because next episode of SMYN is our pre-E3 call-in show. It's the big monster mamma jamma that we all have every year, with calling in on Skype and being brought in, and we'll be breaking down those questions. So at the very least, you want to go look at those questions and get a preview of what that next episode is going to look like. Let's start the show, though, with news from about a couple weeks ago or so. It was really, really soon after our last episode. Nintendo's E3 2015 plans. See, it all works so well. We're talking about E3 2015. Let's talk about what Nintendo's doing. Gosh, I was on a plane, and the flight was supposed to depart right when this video dropped. And then they're like, we're going to be on the runway for about 10 more minutes here, and we'll leave at 12:10. And, yeah, I was like, oh, I'm now watching this video. Like, immediately, just brain went into that mode.
Yeah, I was like at work, and I didn't get to see it until like a couple days after.
It was interesting. It was certainly interesting. Another Mega 64 joint, which is surprising because you didn't see them in it at all this time. No Reggie Fils-Aime, but Reggie was training to be the best. He's on the back of a lion riding through a falcon in the fire. Yes. Want to be the very best.
The best ever.
No, it was very entertaining, but main things to take out of the video. First of all, at Best Buy during the week of E3, Mario Maker. When last year it was Smash Brothers, I don't think Mario Maker quite stands up to it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you're going to go in there at Best Buy and you're going to make your own levels? It doesn't seem like a good demo sort of game.
If they have like a bunch of pre-made levels
Right.
to try out.
And then you can like tinker around with them, but then like you can reset them. I don't know.
A downloadable demo would have been a better way to go, but I can see why they wouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, with what they're doing with Splatoon, with the global test fire, which we had to build off of our last episode because we mentioned that last time. They hosted another global test fire And this
Yeah.
one got hit with more server load.
Yeah, so I hear. So I hear a lot of people. I was at work, so I could not play. But I hear that a lot of people just couldn't get on.
Yeah, it just seemed like a tougher experience. But, that's why you have a beta. That's why you learn from it. And hopefully the final product, when it delivers in less than a week now, will be more solid.
See,
And-
I like how Nintendo released their stuff. They're more than open to say, okay, you know what, we gotta delay some shit. We got shit to do over here. We don't want to give you a broken game. Ubisoft, learn from us.
They do seem to be the company that really is forward-thinking in that regard, and they deliver their games, on point. Yeah, they'll make a couple small changes later down the line, but when you think with, Mario Kart and with Smash, those were delivered promptly, and they worked very well right out of the gate.
It's going to be a little better. Like, the first day might be a little rough, but I feel like it might have also been that everybody was trying to play the same mode on the same servers at the same time because, they didn't really have a choice.
Right.
So,
Though I'm not itching to play Mario Maker as hard as I was to play Smash Brothers. So yeah, I'll get Mario Maker, sure, when that comes out in September. But I'm not going to be rushing to Best Buy and standing in a long line to play it this year.
When you're putting it into people trying it out, it is going to be a case of people would spend far too long at a screen trying to make their own level. Like, that isn't going to work very well.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't feel like it's going to work as well as Smash did, where it's like you get 2 matches, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah,
done.
that-
In and you're out. Yep.
I made half of a level, and now I have to go. And then someone else tries to continue with it, but they're not quite as happy with the design, so they spend a half hour trying to design a level, and then they're like, nope, you gotta go.
And then none of them can even play test it.
Yeah, basically.
So the other nice thing that came out of this was the confirmation that not only the digital event would be coming back, that's hitting on the 9 a.m. Pacific time on the Tuesday, the 16th of June, which is noon Eastern time. It was the same time that Square Enix had already scheduled theirs. And of course, Nintendo's the big giant in the room, and so Square Enix is like, okay, we're sorry that we took your spot that you've had for years. So we'll move ours back 1 hour. So
You'll learn, Square Enix. You don't
Exactly.
fuck with Nintendo. Reggie is ready for you.
his body is ready. You're not the
They
big
didn't
kid.
stand a chance. That must have been a shitty day on like the board of directors at Square. Like Nintendo just announced their time. Wait, what? It's our time. But
What? You mean theirs is the same that they've always done?
we've had this time for months. What were we expecting, sir? We have Final Fantasy.
Do we have Kingdom Hearts 3 footage? Well, I don't know. We can't really talk about that.
God, I hope the only thing they show off for their entire conference is like, all right, we're gonna let's play the Steam version of Final Fantasy VII. I hope that's the entire conference.
Oh boy. Then also after that digital event, and then for the rest of during the E3 show on the show floor, they're doing the demos that they had last year, the Nintendo Treehouse Live, and that's exciting. That was one of the best parts last year because a lot of the companies last year were just saying like, oh well, here's a trailer or here's conceptual footage, and like Nintendo's like, we're demoing these games right now on our floor. You get to talk to some of the developers. We're just being very open to the public. Whereas some of them, the companies last year, were really closed off. And it was a breath of fresh air. I think they've learned from that. They're trying to expand on it. And it'll be a very good thing for them this year.
Basically, what that resulted in last year was, and a lot of people said this, and I agree with them all, which was I kind of forgot other companies were at E3. By the end of E3, I'd kind of forgotten that Sony and Microsoft were a thing because it was just all Nintendo in my head.
Well, yeah, Nintendo did great. Absolutely. I mean, I think for some things, like when they were doing 40 minutes of playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, I think it ran a little long.
Grinding. I thought it was like 2 hours. Wasn't it like 2 hours?
It probably is close
It
to
was.
that.
It was a really long segment, and it was the most boring thing I've ever watched in my entire life.
But when they did like Hyrule Warriors, that was really good.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So should be interesting to see what they have this year and if they have more surprises up their sleeve. The biggest announcement, though, the return of the Nintendo World Championships. 25 years in its absence. Reggie was training for it. Fred Savage wanted to get involved on Twitter.
And that dude got fired.
Yeah, Bill Trinan got fired, and he trolled everyone by sending out that tweet early, and like everyone's like, "What?" Were you even like, "Oh, geez, condolences to Bill Trinan," and he was like, Trin troll."
God bless you, Bill Trinan, you fucking asshole.
No, I mean, dude, do any of you remember watching the movie The Wizard?
Long ago.
Never seen it.
California.
50,000 points to Double Dragon.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
I've seen the Nostalgia Critic review of The Wizard, and that's as close as I've ever gotten.
It's about all you need.
Yeah. You got Beau Bridges just mashing on a control in a hotel room just trying to play TMNT.
So bad.
God,
It's so bad. The whole point of that movie was to kind of reveal Super Mario Brothers 3 for basically the first time, and that was a big deal. Now they're doing qualifiers, and I've seen people on different boards like at NeoGAF, and they're like, Nintendo World Championships, and why is it only in America? And blah. Like, they probably put this together really last minute. And America has this thing that, like, what we do is representative of the world. It's kind of a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
But, like, for baseball, like, we call our championship the World Series. You know, we call, like, our NBA basketball team, like, they're the world champions. So, like, it's just a weird thing that they do. And they're playing... There's, like, Super Mario Brothers 3, and one other NES game that they're kind of doing for the championships. Like, a modified version of NES Remix, in a way. Like a world championship, qualifier cart. But I don't know if they've announced yet. I don't think they have. Like the games that they'll be playing on the main stage. It's going to be like a variety of games, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I kind of hope it's going to be like more modern Nintendo games.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, I don't know. I mean, if it's retro Nintendo games, I'm fine with that. That's still
Right.
fine.
the real question is, what game, if any, are they going to reveal at the end of this Nintendo World Championship?
NES Remix 3.
Mario Universe.
Zelda?
Mario Universe would be really cool.
Universe.
That'd be really cool, but
That'd be cool. New Zelda. Like, hey, by the way, releasing it next month.
oh geez, that'd be crazy. See, I have a thought about Zelda at E3 because, of course, you may remember the story from months back that The Legend of Zelda won't be at E3, and that was a big disappointment because it was also delayed till 2016. But I kind of have a feeling in the back of my head, like, and I think it's more a digital event, but it'd be really cool to see at the World Championships for sure. But it wouldn't surprise me if we still saw like a trailer or something like that.
Or maybe
during the
Amiibo
digital
news
event.
for it because they like to shove Amiibos down everybody's throats.
More amiibos, certainly, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But when companies say it won't be at E3, they're more talking about the playable version on the show floor. That's not going to be at E3.
Oh, no way.
But that doesn't totally leave out the possibility of, showing it in their digital event or having some sort of tease, seeing how it's coming along.
Well, you know what game will be on the show floor that will be playable? They've already confirmed, and I feel like it's going to play some part in... In fact, it might even be the big finale game of World Championship is Star Fox. Because they've already confirmed that it's going to be playable on the show floor. It's there.
That will be a thing this year, but I think it'd make more of an impact if it was a game we didn't know anything about. So, you mentioned Mario Universe. That'd be really cool. Seeing Zelda stuff would be great. Wouldn't surprise me to see SNES Remix. Because the NES Remix games have been done pretty well for them. I mean, they've made money on just, small tweaks to games that they already own. Why not do that to Super Nintendo games?
What if it's a new WarioWare game?
Ooh, that'd be really cool.
I want that.
Now, granted, I wouldn't want SNES Remix, but I'm just thinking, like, what would Nintendo think is a cool thing to do?
Where's my N64 remix?
That'd be
We
awesome.
need, what they did for the Sega collections, like the 360 and stuff like that. They had a collaboration of games, like the really shitty ones, like Echo the Dolphin, blah, blah, blah. And then they had, Sonic and stuff.
Yeah.
Put them all into one disc or download or something like that. You can just access, loads of previous games. I know you can do that anyway, separately through the Nintendo shop and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But just having, one disc where everything is all together, that would be kind of fun.
That'd be a really
They did
nice
that for-
idea.
They did that for Kirby.
Yeah, well, that was a Kirby anniversary thing, yeah.
Yes.
The Dream Collection. So it's interesting to think about. You know, I don't think they've even said what time it will be, and it's going to be Sunday night. But it's like, is it going to conflict with Bethesda? Because I think that's at 10 p.m. Eastern time on that Sunday night. Because that's going to be Fallout 4, and that would be exciting. And granted, we thought they were surely going to reveal a character at the end of the Smash Brothers Invitational last year, like Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. So this is just talking out of our butts and be like, do the wizard! But in real life. And get Fred Savage there because he needs to play the hero again or something. I don't know.
Show me your news.